Hello once again, everyone. We're back with the Rambo versus Team JD. Now, just taking a look at some of the picks and bans here, we've got Darth playing Justin, Jay playing Tor or Torre, Dart playing Jackie, and Karambo playing Levka. Now, Peanut, how do you suppose this game's going to turn out?
That's a good question. I think I gotta lean towards the JD team. They've been playing exceptionally well today, and with their picks as well, with Torre and Justin, I see that combo working out over the Levka Jackie. I'll be honest, the Jackie's ability has always been a bit confusing. I think it's when she dies, she goes faster. That's correct.
That's exactly right there. The moment Jackie dies, she gets a little bit of movement speed boost. However, it doesn't affect any of her B hops, so she's not as effective into these higher level games. But some of the players have
Yeah.
been able to just kind of use her. It's very case by case scenario. I mean, if you're running up a ramp, I guess she would run a little bit faster after that B hop, depending on how you play it. But Karambo's pretty good at B hopping up the ramp. It's pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, it is incredible to see, and I think that hopefully we'll see some of that Jackie come into play at some point. It does seem at this point that she is kind of that last pick when you compare the other four characters that everybody's playing, and because once again we are banning Violet almost outright. Everybody chose to ban Bjorn at the start of the tournament, and now everybody has decided, you know what, we also don't want Violet because while she is a fantastic character with that weapon switch, it is just too powerful to let anybody have that. And I commend the players on going with that. It is unfortunate that we don't get to see any of her beautiful skins.
Especially that Galaxy skin.
Oh, what a skin! What a skin!
Now, what we haven't quite seen, it's so hard to see visually just how some of these abilities work as well, especially when it comes to the Levka ability. Currently, at this point of the game, we don't see that marker that shows that she can see when they're desynced. And with Justin, it's just hard to plan out. You kind of see it briefly. The only way you actually see it is on the kill feed when you see that little up arrow that shows a boost in damage that desyncs someone. But otherwise, other than that, if you don't take them out, you don't really see that damage went down. A cheetah Rambo. Oh, God.
Hey, Cheetah Rambo. We have another name change for Karambo, so I think we'll be landing back on Durambo for this team. But wow, he's really leaning into that. Now, what I was gonna say about Justin that I find kind of interesting compared from 2v2s and 1v1s. In a 2v2 game, you may see Justin shooting, and you'd think, oh, Justin has more targets, so that pre-fire should be able to work better. But unfortunately for Justin and players of Justin, there's actually more room on the map to shoot, right? So they're gonna actually have a harder time finding those correct pre-fire shots. And I think that's why we've really only seen one real pre-fire death. I'm not sure how much damage we've seen from it. We'll have to check on that later.
But the most visually one, just going off of continuing from there, is I guess at this current game is going to be Tori's ability. I mean, you can clearly see the shield, you can see the damage reduction, and it's very clear to see, especially if you're the player, how much damage you're not taking at that moment. Although you don't see how much damage you could have taken, you just see that the damage that's coming into you isn't as much.
The biggest thing that I've seen when playing against Tor's ability is that we all are trained, right? We're trained to feel how quickly it is to shoot somebody in the head twice and then jump off. I've caught myself shooting a running Tor in the head twice and backing off, thinking I killed him. But unfortunately, because of that shield, you're not able to. Now with this final clone here, Durambo rushes up. He gets it. He doesn't get a kill. He has to resync very quickly. He's running around with low health here, trying to do what he can, but he's unable really. Jake goes late to try and resync, but realizes he doesn't have enough time, jumps to point late, and that is going to be the death of him as Durambo take the first point.
It seems the name of the game of these games has been who is able to get to that center pack first, especially with you can see that Darth and Cheetah Rambo, they just try to rush it, and of course, Cheetah Rambo or Cheetah is able to get there much quicker than any other player, with the exception of maybe So Lucky, who's not in this game at the moment. So that gave them that huge advantage, and with Darth being taken out, a lot of their overall firepower gets taken down.
You're very right on that. Now you talk about the center health pack, but also in addition to that, one singular center health pack, the one on the sides have been extremely heavily contested throughout this game. You'll see players rushing there on almost every one clone 1 and 2. You'll see somebody rushing to those side health packs. They rarely survive past the first clone, as they really do help with those resyncings later in the round.
And exactly the reason why for that is the fact that that's basically the only health packs that they can get that's much more difficult to contest. Just as you said there, although it's heavily contested, you at least have some sort of barrier to try to prevent you from getting taken down right away. Versus the center health pack where you're right in the middle on the open with so many different vantage points that you can just get taken out of.
You're right there. Now Jay is able to take out everybody on point there. Unfortunately, Darth goes down just before the clock ticks 0. But Jay will have a slight advantage going into this final round. Now Darth gets pre-fired on, it looks like, but is able to kind of he does resync in the middle there. Now Karamba is playing on the right side there. He's trying to contest on Dart, but Darth is able to take him out. Prodigy versus Protege. Darth is able to clean up the point here, and Jay just taking him out as a little celebration. Team JD score their first point.
And once again, as we talked about earlier, it's whoever gets that center health pack seems to have the most advantage. Rambo decided to run away from that health pack in order to just maybe support his, I believe, clone 2 or clone 1 taking up that health pack over on his right side, which I guess left, that's the way we're looking at it at the moment. And Darth was able to capitalize and find out exactly where Rambo is and then punish him as he over-aggressively pushed onto the enemy lines.
Darth gets a very nice kill after the resync there, making sure to wait while Jay goes up, and Darth just gets double shot at there. It's unfortunate with that, but I assume they're both going to be on point, making sure they stay alive for that next clone.
Exactly as you said, Dart lands fantastic cross-map shots at almost any given moment. He has a good sense of where opponents are going to come out of. You can see he's shooting from the side here. He isn't quite able to spot anybody, but just him playing far back makes it extremely difficult for opponents to see, especially playing at home base. I mean, you can see it's such an unusual position to play at a later point in the loop.
Oh no, unfortunately, Dart. It looks like Karambo's 1 actually takes out Dart's 2 there, and that will be a helpful little boost for Jay and Darth going into the end of this third round here. Now Jay and Darth both rushing up the middle, one on top, one below. Darth goes for the health pack, but he gets played with by Karambo. Karambo gets him down. He's chasing down the 1s and 2s now. He's trying to get as many kills as possible, and Dart rushes to point. He's playing with Jay's 3 as well, but Dart gets taken down. Jay gets just about taken down, and that clears the point for an overtime. Woo!
Rambo, he was so close. He was literally right in front of the point. Imagine staring down right at that point, knowing where victory is, but just not having enough time. And that, although it was very fantastically played with Karambo outplaying Darth over on the enemy side, he just didn't calculate enough time to get himself on point, and that cost him that potential point, but bring it into overtime.
And once again, we see these players playing nice and slow, not trying to make too much noise before those final seconds. It looks like we did have some pre-fire from Karambo, which will be interesting to see how that goes down on the left side. But we do have those are both 3s on point, so we'll see those coming up next round. Looks like we've got 1 blue 3 and a red 3 alive on point, and that will help out for this final clone. Karambo gets absolutely doinked from across the map, and looks like this is going to be all JD.
All JD all around. Now, typically on this overtime loops, you can expect to see these clone 3s are going to rush back to the home base for safety, but we'll see how that's going to play out. It might not go exactly as planned.
Darth does have full health, so he might just try and rush Karambo here. It looks like he wants that kill. He just about gets him down, but not without taking a bunch of damage himself. That is definitely something to worry about. Looks like 3s are dropping. No, both blues Dart's 3 is still alive, but he's about to get surrounded, and that is a beautiful kill. Oh, that's a 2 kill. JD come in with a pre-fire shot from their 2s. What a beautiful play from them.
Just as you said, Darth went in for the aggressive push onto Karambo. He saw how low he was. Now, what was scary at that moment as well is there could have been a lot of pre-fire coming in, not just from the opponent, but also from his teammate, as there's typically a lot of firefights that happen around that area. However, luckily enough for him, it was during the overtime loop. If it was during the regular loop where he just kind of had to rush there, I think Darth might have got taken down, but luckily enough, he would manage to survive long enough to help his teammate Jay to capture that point.
You're very right there. Now with these next guys, they're all playing virtually symmetrical. You see them all four edge of those ramps there. Dart trying to do what he can by himself, but unfortunately Jay gets taken down just a little bit, and they take down blue team very, very solidly. Oh, QL player, what's up, dude? Yeah, no, music's at work, but we're having a good day today without him. He's here in spirit.
He's here in spirit. Whenever we call out a tea party, he's here.
Yes. He can feel it at work. He can feel us speaking of him.
Whenever the words tea party and amuse are said, he's just sneezing at work.
Yep, pretty much. Just gets a face full of Little Caesar's flour. Now for this final clones here, I think we have a JD advantage going into this third clone here. So we'll see how they decide to play this. Again, they play top and bottom of that middle ramp, trying to get as much sight as on the other guys as they can. Dart is staying back. He wants these shots off. He gets a shot. Looks like he gets a kill there. He gets another kill there. One of the threes gets taken down, and Dart is trying to make this work, but he just gets blasted from all sides. JD with a solid 3-1. Over Karambo.
That was so close for Team Rambo. Karambo was able to get towards the center point, but I think he bided his time a little bit too long. He managed to pick up Darth, but Darth made a beeline right back for the home health pack. And what ended up happening there is Darth was able to resync back in time. Jay was able to at least take down the other member of, which was Dart, before they made their push on the point, and that left it up to Karambo with about 3/4 HP to make that final push. And as he got to the point, Darth resynced back up and home point with the health pack, and then both of them together were able to take out that last clone for Rambo.
Very well played. And now it looks like we've got our final game coming up for the initial gauntlet. It's not the gauntlet, for the round robin. Is that correct? It looks like we've got, looks like So Koopy versus CD, TNT Cardi for our final match. Is that correct?
That is exactly correct. Now, with this upcoming match, if TNT Cardi is able to win this, which is, I would say, very difficult, then they're going to be able to bring us into a 3-way tie, which we'll have to do some of the points to calculate exactly who's going to move on into what stage, depending on who beat who. But if Team Sokupi win it, then it's going to be exactly the way it needs to be. We'll know exactly who's going to win. So currently Team JD has 3 points. So Kupi has 1. Rambo has 1 as well. And TNT Cardi have 0 points. So depending on who wins this game is how the next games are going to be played out in the gauntlet stage.
All right.
And with that being said, we'll be right back as we take a small break.